My name is Ria. I was 25 years old when I started working in an IT company. It was my first real job after completing my degree in computer science. Like every young professional, I had big dreams. I wanted to prove myself, build a good career, and make my parents proud. I was confident in my skills. People often said I was beautiful, but I never gave much attention to it. For me, the most important thing was to focus on work and learn something new every day. On my very first day, I was introduced to my manager. He was in his early 40s, tall and spoke with authority. At first I thought he was just strict and professional. But soon I began to notice that the way he looked at me was different. He would often call me to his cabin for small, unnecessary discussions. He smiled too much whenever I was around. At first I ignored it. I thought maybe I was overthinking. But slowly, his behavior became clearer. Whenever I performed well, instead of praising my skills, he would make personal comments. When I didn't respond to his friendly talks, his tone changed. He started treating me differently. If I asked for help, he would refuse. If I submitted work, he would find unnecessary faults. In meetings, he would cut me off and make me feel small. I realized that he liked me, but because I didn't show interest, he had started treating me badly. Every morning before leaving for work, I felt anxious. My parents thought I was lucky to get such a good job, but they didn't know what I was going through inside the office. I couldn't share it with anyone. If I complained, I feared people would say, "Oh, he just likes you. Why are you making it a big issue?" Or worse, they might not believe me at all. So I decided to stay quiet and strong. I worked even harder, spent extra hours learning new things, and tried to ignore his rude behavior. But deep inside, I was hurt. One Friday evening, just before leaving, he called me into his cabin. He pretended to check my project, but soon he started talking about personal things. "Ria, you know you are very beautiful. You don't need to work this hard. If you are close to me, I can make sure you get promotions quickly," he said with a smile. For a moment I froze. My hands started shaking. I had always heard about such things, but now it was happening to me. I looked straight into his eyes and replied, "Sir, I'm here to work. If you want to discuss my project, fine. But if you talk like this again, I will have no choice but to report you." His smile disappeared. He became angry and said, "Be careful with your words, Ria. You are just starting your career. Don't spoil it." I walked out of the cabin with tears in my eyes, but also with a new strength inside me. That weekend, I thought deeply. Should I stay silent and suffer, or should I raise my voice? Finally, I decided that my dignity was more important than my job. On Monday, I gathered proof. I saved his emails and messages where he made unnecessary personal comments. After preparing everything, I went to the HR department. At first, the HR lady was shocked. She said, "Ria, are you sure? He is a senior manager." I replied firmly, "Yes, I am sure, and I don't want another girl to go through what I am facing." The company started an internal inquiry. Some of my colleagues also came forward and said they had noticed his strange behavior. Slowly, the truth came out. A month later, he was removed from his managerial post and transferred to another branch with a warning. It wasn't a very strict punishment, but at least justice was done. Most importantly, he could no longer trouble me. After this incident, my confidence grew stronger. I realized that silence only gives power to people who misuse their position. If I had stayed quiet, he would have continued to treat me badly and maybe even tried to harm my career. I continued working in the same company, but with more courage. My new manager respected me for my skills and encouraged me to grow. I worked on big projects, gained experience, and slowly built the career I had always dreamed of. Today, when I look back, I feel proud of myself. It wasn't easy. Many nights I cried. Many mornings I felt scared to go to the office. But I didn't give up. I didn't allow anyone to control my dignity. The biggest lesson I learned is this: no matter how talented or beautiful you are, people may try to misuse their power. But if you stand up for yourself with truth and courage, no one can stop you from shining. This story is not just mine. Many women, and even some men, face similar situations at workplaces. The fear of losing a job or being judged keeps them silent. But silence only helps the wrong people. If you ever face such a situation, remember, speak up. Collect proof. Believe in yourself. And never let anyone take away your self-respect. Because at the end of the day, a job can be replaced, but your dignity and peace of mind cannot.